And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan. Stacks, lads. Joined with my man, Mr. Big Ballin' Larson. We are being brought to you by Sharps. Go download the app, track your bets, become a better, knowing what you are good at, what you're bad at, what you need to work on. Use promo code JORD517. It is free. Do it. Go do it. How we doing, Ben?
Doing well. Got some new gear.
Nice.
Love for the background. I got my new bat. I got my new hat.
Nice.
I'm happy. I'm definitely happy. Got to go to the game last week, which is why I was not here on Sunday. Got to go to New Orleans, and then didn't get back in way late till Tuesday, so I couldn't join you guys there. So it's been like a week and a half since I've done a podcast.
It has, man. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back. What a day of
doing?
NFL football. I'm doing all right. Shitty fucking day. But that's okay. You know, they happen. Just a
I had that yesterday, so
very, very, very square day, dude. And they don't happen very often, but they seem to be happening more this year than previous years, and we'll talk about that more as we go along with the show. But yeah, man, I'm stoked to be here, stoked to talk some NFL, definitely stoked to talk some Major League Baseball playoffs. Although the Orioles are about cooked, but I did kind of expect it, to be honest. So
before we get into things, you mentioned it was a very square day. So for us newbie bettors, what do you mean by that when you're saying it was a square day?
I mean,
chalk one?
Not necessarily chalk, just the public plays one. So, you know, there are 6 very public plays today. Texans plus 2.5 was one of them. Bills minus 5.5. Chiefs minus 3.5. Niners minus 3.5. Eagles minus 4. And then, which one am I missing? Oh, Lions and Dolphins. And they all covered except for Buffalo. Buffalo's the only one that did not cover. Yeah. When I say public plays, I mean I'm talking 70% plus tickets on those bets, according to like multiple different sites, not just one outlet. So it's very rare that like the public just slams every play. Like those plays, they happen every week. You'll get 2 or 3 of them, but I mean that many. I mean, just sanity, dude. Like, it just doesn't happen very often. And, that's part of the game, though. You know what I mean? Like, public does win. And people don't really consider that all the time. And, you just got to keep moving, man. You got to keep grooving and keep it going. And, sometimes the market's right. Sometimes it's wrong. Today it was definitely right. You know what I mean? And, I was on the wrong side of a few of them for sure, and we'll definitely talk about them. And I don't make my bets just because the public's on one side. No, I make my bets because I think that a team can cover, and I do bet dogs primarily, especially in the NFL. I bet dogs because teams are more even than any other sport, and it is what it is. We'll get to them because we're gonna talk about every game. So we'll talk about the ones I was unfortunately on the wrong side, and that's the thing. And I was talking about it yesterday with you guys, Ben. And I said, I was fortunate to cover what game was it in the morning? LSU. I was very fortunate to cover that game. Like, I was probably on the wrong side. Not probably, I was on the wrong side. I just happened to cover. My number happened to be good. And that happens. That's part of betting, you know what I mean? You could be on the right side and lose, and you could be on the wrong side and win. Happens all the time. Niners tonight, -3.5, that was definitely the right side. I mean, they fucking dominated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, in that LSU game, they were down by 14.5 and then come back and win by, what, 10?
Yeah, because of a pick six, dude. We got lucky at the end. We got lucky. Honestly, the dude should have gone down. They would have just won the game. Wouldn't even, they still gave Missouri the ball. Missouri ended up driving down the field. Unfortunately, they threw an interception at the end. So, like I said, you could be on the right side and be a loser, and you could be on the wrong side and be a loser. And that's kind of how this works. And, yeah, man. Before we hop into the games, what are you sipping on?
So I'm going one that's a pretty local to me. It's from Santa Cruz, from Discretion Brewery, and this is called Icebox Poem. So it's a cold IPA coming in at 7.3%, so pretty high for a cold IPA. But it's great. It's that inevitable. If you've had roommates, this happens. It's a little poem on the side. I drank the IPA that was in the ice box. You were probably saving it for after work. Sorry. It was great. So crisp and so cold. That always happens. You save one for after work, and then all of a sudden you come home and it's gone. Just like, what the fuck? I didn't stop to get another beer because I knew I had this one at home. But
I didn't know that. I thought they did away with the cold IPA, because isn't it technically just a fucking lager?
No, it's a heavily hopped.
Isn't it brewed exactly how a lager is brewed?
It's similar, different hops, different mash. So it's just brewed with your colder level of the colder level boil and a colder level fermentation.
Interesting.
So
nice.
It's a little different.
Nice. I'm sipping on a Hop Ride IPA from Tenaya Creek. Haven't actually.
Did you? Their party's coming up soon, right?
It is. It's coming up at the beginning of November. I didn't go last year. I went the year before. I'll probably go this year. Last year I had family in town the weekend that it was, so I couldn't ditch them and go. But this year I don't. This year I don't think I have anything going on, so it should be.
I got a plan next November to come out there.
Yeah,
go to that with you.
Their party 2 years ago was great. I mean, that was like the end of the pandemic too, kind of. And they had like live music. They got food trucks. Like, they got all kinds of shit going on, dude. So it's fucking awesome. They got like multiple fucking. They got like a beer truck set up, and then they got their tap room, and then they have like special beers that they only make for that night. Yeah. So it's like,
those are the ones I want to try.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. That year, when I went 2 years ago, they had they had their El Charro, which is their Mexican lager, and it was mixed with like fucking tahine and something else, Ben, and it was fucking.
It was watermelon, wasn't it?
No, it was like tahine, and it was like fucking some kind of pepper, dude, because it was like spicy. But dude, it was so fucking good, bro. I had like 20 of them because they're like hella light, dude. It's only like 3.8%. 4%, something like that. So it's a light beer. You could drink a lot of them. Yeah. But man, I
remember you having that on the show, and you were pissed that you couldn't get more.
Yeah, dude. Because they let me take one home. They let me take a fucking cask home, and then I went back to get more, and it was gone.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Sounds about right.
I'm excited to see what they have this year. I don't know what they had last year because I didn't go last year, but yeah, I'm excited to see what they got this year. All right, let's hop into NFL Week 5. So, first game we're going to talk about is obviously the game that just wrapped up. That was the Cowboys at the Niners. Niners closed 3.5-point favorites. Total was 45. Total goes over, and obviously the Niners cover by 28.2 28.5 points. Just an absolute domination from the Niners. First possession, they go down, score 7-0. Dallas gets the ball, they go 3 and out. They actually force a 3 and out for San Francisco on the following possession, and then Dallas fumbles it. Then the Niners fumble it, and just nothing really went
on the goal line too.
Yeah, and nothing really went the Cowboys' way. Dak Prescott, kind of looked scared early on, and then kind of forced the issue later on. Ended up only 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, only 153 yards. Just not a very good day for the Cowboys. And part of my reason backing the Cowboys tonight was I was like watching all day, the line didn't move, and I know everybody's on the Niners, so I'm like, okay, that's like it's a good position kind of to take the Cowboys. But I'm also like, you know what? Like the Niners haven't really played anybody, neither of the Cowboys for that matter. But
the Cowboys really haven't. Yeah.
But it was definitely like I thought it was the 2 best defenses in the league facing each other. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be like a fucking slugfest. It's gonna be a low scoring game. Like so, I always tend to lean towards the dog in that game if it's a low scoring game, right? So I played the Cowboys, felt pretty comfortable about it. And I thought it was a big game for them, dude. I thought it was a game for them to kind of show that they belong with the top tier teams. And they definitely don't. And they're nowhere near the level of those 2 teams. And it's just another game with the Niners and Cowboys. And the Cowboys just, can't get nothing going, dude. Like, and make so many mistakes, beat themselves over and over again. After this game, I'm looking at the Niners and Cowboys, and like I'm definitely readjusting where I think the Cowboys are in the hierarchy of the NFL. Like I don't think that they're a top team.
No, and that was something that we're going to talk about our top 5s, and originally had them up there until this game happened because of what dominance the Niners had over them. And then that made me go back and look, and it's like, okay, so why do I really have them up there? And I look at their wins, the Giants, the Jets, and the Pats. Well, the Pats have been absolute dog shit. They were dog shit against Dallas. They were dog shit today. They were dog shit 2 weeks ago. So that's a team that I cannot put any emphasis on Dallas beating, because everyone is beating them right now.
Yep.
The Jets. That was Zach Wilson's first game back. They got destroyed, but again, the Jets won today, but everybody's beating the Jets. I don't put much value there on that. And then the Giants, like they dog walk the Giants, but Giants could be the second worst team in the league.
Yeah.
So
yep.
The loss to the Cardinals, now the loss to the Niners, it does not put a good taste in my mouth for for Dallas. So I had to drop them down my list.
And I mean, you look at Dallas too, is like, they're at the position where like they likely aren't going to win their division, right? So if they make the playoffs, it's going to be as a wild card, and then they're going to have to go on the road and win football games. And I don't know if they can do that.
Yeah.
Especially considering that they would have to go on the road and at least beat the Niners and the Eagles. I definitely don't think that's a possibility. So, I mean, you're looking at this Cowboys team, and it's just like you're right, dude.
I think
you're right though in the fact that they haven't played anybody. But like I looked at that too, and I was like, and on the flip side, the Niners haven't played anybody. Like, who's the best team? The Niners beat the Rams.
Yeah,
and the Rams are like,
and then
whoever I don't know what to think. I think the Rams are just like a mediocre team at this point.
Yeah, I thought they played better. We'll talk about that, but yeah, the Rams and now Dallas, I'd say is the best team that they played.
Yeah,
but again, we don't know. The Niners have another, their next 3 games are going to be difficult. And this is going to show where the Niners really are. We mentioned, the Eagles. Like I think the Eagles and Dallas can still fight for this division, because I don't really think the Eagles are. I don't think they're all that great either. I think they've gotten lucky in the first half or first third of their schedule. Things are gonna change. They've got the Jets next week, which will be an easy W. Maybe not easy, but a W. But then they got the Dolphins, Commanders, then the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Niners, and the Cowboys again. That's gonna be a hard stretch. They could go over 5 in that. over that stretch right there, and it's that then they're a 5-6-5 team.
Yeah, my thing with the Eagles is that, you know, they're not as good as last year, but their offense is like, it's continuously getting better week by week by week.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotten better, and their defense, like their secondary, is definitely susceptible, but their front four, their front seven, can put pressure on an offensive line. So you have to have like you have to have a good offensive line to kind of hold them up. Which is why, like, I thought that kind of benefited the Cowboys, because the Cowboys have a good defensive front four. You know what I mean? Like, they can put pressure on a quarterback, and I thought their offensive line was a lot better. It didn't really look that good today, but division games are always different, though.
Yeah, and I think that's also goes to show how good the offensive and defensive line of the Niners are. Like, this team is stacked. And what did we just add?
Randy Gregory. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Niners defensive line is definitely, I mean, the Niners entire roster, like we've talked about it multiple times. They have the best roster in football, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think there's any doubt about that. So I mean, like, you know, they just can't get in their own way, dude. I mean, they're definitely the best team.
They can't get in their own way, and they can't have some major injuries.
Yeah, but they do have a lot of depth, which can.
Yeah, I think you can have maybe one on each side, but
they don't have depth in their secondary, which would hurt them.
Yeah,
that's the biggest concern. All right, let's move on to the Jets and Broncos. Jets closed 2.5-point dogs. Total was 42. Total goes way over, and the Jets cover, and they win outright, 31-21. At one point in the fourth quarter, in the second half, the Broncos had 0 yards of offense.
Yeah.
You know, Zach Wilson wasn't necessarily great in this game, but he is starting to get a little confidence, man.
Yeah.
He started.
And I think the running game is, I mean, obviously the running game is what really did it for, you know, for the Jets here. The Broncos could not stop anything running past them.
Nah. Yeah. That's been the Broncos' weakness all year. Their defense is just not good, which was the strength of their team last year. And, you know, this was a big game for the Jets. I mean, if you watch the after, you know, the Jets players circled this game because of all the shit that Sean Payton talked about, Nathaniel Hackett, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
this is a game that the Jets absolutely wanted to win, dude.
Yeah.
And it showed.
And it's going to give them confidence moving forward. They're going to have a tough schedule, you know, but I think this is one that they can be like, okay, like, we went in with a game plan. We wanted to pound them, and we did that. You've got the Eagles next week, but then you've got a little bit easier of a break with the Giants, Chargers, and Raiders. So you can hope that
for the Broncos
Eagles look over you. No, the Jets.
Okay.
You know, you hope that the Eagles look over you because they have, I think, the Niners, or maybe Dallas after, and then, you know, you hope.
Well, the thing.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
The thing with the Jets, though, Ben, is like they have an elite defense, dude. Like, they have a top 3 defense in football. You know what I mean? Like, the only concern about them was their offense, right? And even with Aaron Rodgers, you know, I said their offensive line is an issue. Like, they don't have a good offensive line. And, like, Rodgers is only getting older, right? And it showed in the first game. Like, he got hurt because his offensive line couldn't protect him. So, now you have Zach Wilson, and it's like, you saw 2 previous games before last Sunday, like, the defense kind of gave up after a while because, like, they're tired of going out there after the offense goes 3 and out. But now we kind of saw in the second half of that Jets and Chiefs game, like, Zach Wilson started to get confidence. And, like, Zach Wilson has talent, dude. Like, he's in the NFL, dude. You know, like, these guys all have fucking talent. And sometimes it's about confidence. Sometimes it's about, like, understanding the offense. It's about a lot of things, right? And, like, I felt like we kind of watched it all kind of click for him, or started to click for him last Sunday against the Chiefs. And then this week, he, like, started out slow again, dude. But then he picked it up in the second half. And you're right. The running game was phenomenal, dude. Breece Hall, like, you know, they said during the week that they were going to let the training wheels off Breece Hall because they had him on a snap count all year. And this was the first week where there wasn't. He rushes for 177 yards. You know, it shows. They're going to have to do that because if you're going to rely on your defense, dude, you have to run the ball and control the clock and take the ball out of the opposing team's hands, you know, for your defense to have maximum value.
Yeah. Well, and they were able to do that because they didn't, Denver didn't hold on to the ball.
Oh, they could, because the Jets' defense is that good.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. And that's the thing is that the Jets' defense set up for success because they were able to, you know, to strip the ball 3 times, and it gave them an extra 9 minutes of possession there.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's huge. And I don't know if the Jets are going to make the playoffs, but, you know, they're not a bad team. You know what I mean? Like, they're better than average, I would say. Even without Aaron Rodgers.
I'd put them at average.
Nah, they're better than average. That defense is elite, dude. Like, they have an elite unit on their team. An average team doesn't have an elite unit, in my opinion. Like, in my opinion, like, the Vikings are an average team. Like, nothing about them other than Justin Jefferson is elite.
Yeah, I'd put them below average. I think in today's NFL, you're putting them below average.
I mean, maybe, but I still think, like, they can still score with teams. And, you know, they hung around with the Chiefs. Let's talk about that game right now. Chiefs, Vikings. Chiefs closed 3.5-point favorites. The total was 52. Total goes under. Chiefs cover 3.5. Final score 27-20. You know, this is another game, like, you know, Vikings probably should have covered this game, dude. Took a lot of help from the refs for the Chiefs to cover this game. I don't like putting shit on the refs, but just like last week against the Jets, there was a lot of questionable calls there at the end. There's very similar things that happened in this Vikings game. Chiefs don't get called for a pass interference at the end, and the defensive back takes off his helmet, which is a penalty on the field, and they don't call either.
Vikings only had 4 penalties called on them.
I know, but those 2 on the Chiefs would have dramatically altered the game because it was on the final drive. They were huge, dude. Massive. Just like last week, where they don't call that holding on Johnson. It was a clear fucking hold. And it's
the taking off the helmet would have been after the turnover down. So that would have been a 15-yard penalty after the switch over. So that still would have.
That's true, but they missed the pass interference.
Yeah.
Which was huge. Regardless, Chiefs cover. Justin Jefferson did leave with a hamstring injury, did not return in the game, so that's something to keep note on.
That's going to be huge moving forward.
Yep. Travis Kelce also left the game. At first, I thought it was a knee injury, but it ended up being an ankle sprain. And he did come back and return and finish playing.
He scored a touchdown afterwards, too.
Yeah, but that ankle is going to be sore as shit tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely.
With no adrenaline going and shit. But you know, Chiefs do their thing, 27-20. Pat Mahomes, 281 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Will take care of it. Don't worry.
Kirk Cousins went for 284, 2 touchdowns, no picks. And that's what I'm saying about the Vikings, dude, is like, I do think they're an average team. Like, you know, we knew there was going to be regression to the mean from last year because they went 11-0 in 1-score games. Like, that's just not sustainable.
Yeah.
But now we're like we're seeing it like completely fucking regress. So like, there's a median there. You know what I mean? Like, we saw an extreme one way last year. We're seeing an extreme one way this year. So like, they're gonna fall somewhere in the middle. I think their offense is good enough to like hang with good teams, but that defense sucks, which is gonna be their downfall.
Well, the defense sucks, and it's gonna be interesting to see where Jefferson, like how long Jefferson is gonna be out because he pulled a hamstring.
Yeah,
but even before that, what's that?
Without Jefferson, it is tough for them.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough for them. But even before that, they killed themselves. I remember watching that game, and they had an announcer saying that they hadn't thrown to Jefferson within a clocked hour.
But I mean, you know, defenses are like keen in on him though.
Yeah, but he's that good of a wide receiver that even double covered, he can pull the ball out. Kirk Cousins, as much as I hate him, he's not garbage.
No, he's not. He's average.
Yeah, he can be garbage, but
he's Dak, dude. He's the white Dak Prescott.
Yeah, there were opportunities to get Justin Jefferson the ball, and all he's doing is running sprints out there. He's getting pissed off, and I don't blame him. He's got it. He is the face of that offense. You gotta get him those opportunities. And
yeah, but
the offensive line I didn't think was too bad. They gave Cousins enough time.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm watching the game and like I felt like the Vikings were like in it. You know what I mean? Like I felt like they should have covered.
They were in it until the first half. They were in it. Second half, it slipped away.
But also like that, like I said, that penalty at the end kind of changed stuff too.
Yeah,
I mean at the end of the day, it's like, you know, I don't think the Vikings are a good team. Like I said, I think they're an average team. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't think they're as bad as the Bears, and they're not as good as the Lions. Like they're in between.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, the one thing I do respect about Minnesota and the one thing I do respect about Cousins is like he doesn't force a lot, right? And that's the thing with Jefferson. Like Jefferson's getting like double and triple team. That's the whole reason why they brought in Jordan Addison, because they knew that shit was going to happen to Jefferson. So you have to have a guy on the other side that's going to like take pressure off him. Addison had a great game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, dude, it's like their defense has hurt them more times than not this year. Killed them against the Chargers. Killed them today. You know, at the end of the day, like you gotta get stops. If you can't get stops, you're not gonna win games.
Yeah.
That's I know it's tough ask, you know, going against Mahomes and stuff, but you gotta get stops.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right, and they didn't do that.
There was one play, Ben. It was like 3rd and 9, dude, and Mahomes throws it up to fucking Watson, and the DB, like, he has perfect position to pick it off, and Watson just jumps over him and fucking grabs the ball, dude. On a 3rd and 9, it's like, dude, like that's kind of shit that will lose you games.
Yeah,
that's the same shit that I watched Saturday night, Oregon State and Cal, dude. Same fucking thing, dude. DJ Ugalele just fucking be throwing up Hail Marys, bro, and like Cal can't fucking knock the ball down or do shit. It ended up hurting him. All right, let's move on to the next game. We got the Eagles and Rams. Eagles closed 3.5, 4-point favorites, depending on where you shop at. The total was under 50. The total was 50, went under, and the Eagles covered -4. This game looked like it was going to fly over, to be honest, in the first half. And then the second half, the Rams just couldn't do anything, dude. They could not move the ball. It was just ugly. Like, the Rams should have covered this game, bro. They should have. But in the second half, they couldn't do anything. And you got to credit the Eagles defensive line, man. They kept getting after Stafford, making it really tough. Because the secondary couldn't contain Nakua or Cooper Kupp there in the first half. No, their way of changing it was just putting a ton of pressure on Matthew Stafford. So, you know, the Eagles, they had a lot of goal line trips, dude. And, you know, they didn't, I'm trying to find the exact stat here in the goal line. Red zone efficiency, 2 of 6 for Philly, dude. Like, that's been an issue for them all year, is their red zone efficiency. And, like, today it wasn't very good. So that's something that they're going to definitely have to work on if they're going to want to compete with, like, the 49ers of the world. Because, again, like, dude, I felt like this is a game where, I know the score was 23-14, but I feel like it was a game where the Rams should have covered, dude.
Definitely agree with that. And, you know, I think had this game played next week when, you know, Kupp had a great game, 8 receptions for 118 yards.
It was basically all in the first half.
What's that?
It was like all in the first half. I think he had like 1 catch in the second half.
Yeah. But if he is a little bit more in tune with that offense if they had an extra week to, get some of their young guys used to having Cooper there. I think this would have been a completely different story. Their third down efficiency was
horrible, and the reason why is because they were in. The reason why is because they were in third and long so many times. But the other thing for me, Ben, is that on defense for the Rams, like the reason why I played the Rams was because the Rams have a great defensive line with Aaron Donald, right? Mm-hmm. And they have a great receiving core, right? Cooper Kupp coming back, Nakua looks good. The weakness of the Eagles is their secondary, right? Mm-hmm. And the strength of their team is their run game. So I was like, okay, the Rams will be able to neutralize that shit on defense. And then on offense, they're going to take advantage of a weak secondary of the Eagles, right? Well, it looked good. It looked perfect in the first half, right? It looked exactly how it was going. But then in the second half, the Eagles, every time they get in third and long, dude, Jalen Hurts scrambles around and gets a first down. Like, they couldn't fucking stop him from scrambling, dude. And then in the long term, like, they were so scared of him scrambling that would open up long passes in the end. And then once they got into the red zone, the Eagles couldn't really score, but they would still get field goals. Couldn't score touchdowns, but they would get field goals. So, I mean, for the Rams, it's like this team is like I don't even know how to judge this team, Ben. Like, they look hella good against the Seahawks week 1. They look decent against the Niners in week 2 or week 3 or whatever that was. But it's like, at the end of the day, this team is just, I don't know, dude. Like, they're just not all there.
Yeah, they're definitely a Jekyll and Hyde. This is one of the teams I put them in the middle of the pack there. You're right. One week they look good, the next week they look bad. They didn't look good against the Bengals. They looked good. They come back and they look good against the Colts. They didn't look good this week against the Eagles. They'll probably come back and look good against the Cardinals, especially with that being a division game. It's this is the quintessential Jekyll and Hyde. I think trading away a running back was not a good move here.
I don't know. Kylan Williams he's fine. He does well. I don't think he's bad.
He was bad today.
He was bad today because they were down. They were throwing the ball in the second half. That's the thing.
Even in the first half, he didn't look great there.
They didn't run the ball necessarily effectively, for sure. I would say that, but at the end of the day, like, I don't know, Ben. I feel like they should have covered this game. At the end of the second half or the end of the first half, they had 2 huge penalties which fucking cost them, and then obviously that stupid ass fucking brotherly shove play. Like, dude, the NFL has to ban that shit, bro. I just don't understand this about football, dude. Is like, why is it that the offense can be stopped forward progress, right, and continue moving forward, but on defense, it's like, if the player stops and I push him backwards, like, why don't the yards go backwards, dude? Why is it one way but not the other way? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me, dude.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling. They finally called the brotherly shove or tush push or whatever it was. They finally called it correct on the last play of the Eagles, and they had like 4th and 1, and they did the push, and Jalen Hurts got stopped, and then they blew the whistle dead, and then after he like lunged forward and reached for the first down, they finally fucking called it right. Yeah. They finally called him stop because like the dude didn't move for like a split second, and they finally fucking. It's like, dude, you gotta be consistent with it, man.
Well, but that's also our thing too. Is, I mean, each week that's going to be different because of who's is that the line judge that's calling the stop of forward motion there.
But they don't ever do that shit.
Yeah,
they always he always, every time, this is the brotherly shove play. All right, this is the offense. This is the defense. Yeah. He gets stood up and then they don't blow the whistle, and then they let the fucking team push the other team.
Yeah.
It's like, bro,
what I'm saying,
once you get stood up, like that's a play should be dead.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you on that, but that's going to be up to that line judge's interpretation of how long he's stopped before he keeps moving. And 1 week it's going to be, somebody making the call where it's going to be right at that stop. 1 week it's going to be, no, he wasn't stopped for long enough, and then he got that extra push there. So true. And then at the same time, we're going to start seeing other teams do this too, because it's been so effective for that.
Yeah, the difference is that other teams don't have a quarterback that's like as big as Jalen Hurts.
That's true.
That's Jalen Hurts. That's his best strength, dude. That's his best thing about him is that he's mobile and he's big.
Mm-hmm.
So he's tough to bring down, and he's mobile. And that's what makes that play so effective, because he's like 246, 245, 250 pounds, dude. Like most other quarterbacks are like $185, $190, they ain't pushing like that. So, I mean, it benefits them more than anybody for sure. And like, I don't mind the fucking play. It's just, it just needs to be called consistently. Like either you blow the whistle dead once he stops, or you let everybody kind of do that shit. And that's the thing is like, they don't let everybody else push. And I'm not talking about necessarily that play in general. I'm talking about any play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because there's countless times where they stop it, and yet, the second after the running back breaks free and, goes for another 4 yards.
Yep. So that's how it is. All right, let's move on to the next game. The Bengals at the Cardinals. Bengals -3. The total was 46. Total goes over. Bengals cover 34-20. Arizona finally came back to life a little bit. Well, they kind of came back to life last week. Call. Yeah. Joshua Dobbs
at halftime.
2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 15-32. Definitely had his worst game, that's for sure. Joe Burrow finally looked good again, 36 of 46, 317 yards, 3 touchdowns, all to Jamar Chase. 15 catches, 192 yards, 3 touchdowns. RIP to anybody that played against Jamar Chase in fantasy.
Bro.
Did you?
Bro.
No, you didn't. Did you?
I did. Hold on. I had Jamar Chase. I was going against Justin Fields. And
hold on, you had Jamar Chase, or you were going against him?
No. I was going against him.
Oh shit.
Justin Fields, 40.98 points. Travis Etienne Jr., 32.4 points. Jamar Chase, 37.2 points.
Jesus.
All three. His other players, Cam Akers, 1.8. Diggs had 16.1. Waller, it's 8.6. He even had T. Higgins in, who was out today. But it didn't matter because he had 3 players over 32 points.
Jesus.
He also had Cook in there, 2.1 points. This kicker hasn't even gone because it's Carlson from Vegas. He is up. He still has Carlson to go. All my players have played, and he's won 151-121. Before this game actually happened, I had the win probability. My projections were up by like 20 points.
Oh,
and then he comes in with Fields, Etienne, and Chase.
Unfucking believable.
Dog walked.
Then.
That's in our league that we're in together. You had a very good day, 129.99.
I had a good day only because DJ Moore.
Yeah. I mean, I even had Josh Allen had 31 points. McCaffrey only 11.8. I had Pickens had 20.6. San Francisco D had 17. McPherson had 12. Like 121 points. I should have won this week.
But you went against fucking Jamar Chase and Justin Fields, bro.
And Travis Etienne. Yep. Has his best game.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to get suspended for the next fucking 6 games anyways.
Why is that?
Because he came out publicly and he said he said something about going against himself in fantasy, and as an NFL player, you're not supposed to be gambling or playing fantasy.
Oh, you can't play fantasy either?
No.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
So he's probably gonna get. I don't know if they're just gonna fine him or if they're gonna suspend him, but something's coming his way. That's for sure.
My other league, I had Etienne, I had Tyreek, I had Goddard, and I had Pickens. So won that one. Easy.
What's your thoughts on pro athletes gambling?
I'm fine with them gambling as long as they're not gambling on like take away their sport.
Well, but I mean, what if they're gambling on themselves, dude? Like, I think that's cool.
Yeah, but what if you're gambling on yourself to lose and you?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to gamble on yourself to win. If you're gambling on yourself to lose, there's issues, dude. But if you're gambling on yourself to win, like, you obviously want to win.
Yeah. That's choppy though, because I would say you definitely can't gamble on the game that you're playing in because you have such influence in that game.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I get that
think
sentiment.
It would be if you're a football player and you bet on football, any other sport, basketball, hockey, tennis, golf, curling, go for it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I definitely think you should be able to gamble on any sport you're not involved in. But personally, I don't have an issue. Like, if I play for the Arizona Cardinals and I bet on the Cardinals to win or cover, and I'm a dog, like, I don't see any problem in that because, you know, that's not affecting me like throwing the game. You know what I mean? Now, if I play for the Bengals and I'm a 3-point favorite and I'm betting on the Cardinals to cover, then that's an issue because you can actually throw the game or do stuff to affect the game to the point where you don't cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where I have an issue. Now I understand. I completely agree with your sentiment where, like, you know, just ban it for your sport altogether. That it makes it easier, right? You don't have to like police it all that much. But dude, like these NFL players getting fucking suspended for gambling on college basketball, like, bruh, like they're not even gambling on NFL, dude. Like, what?
Yeah.
What's the point? They can go to a casino and play blackjack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can go to a casino and throw dice, but they can't fucking gamble on a fucking college basketball game.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense to me, dude.
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Yep. And they don't have any background knowledge or information on what's happening there.
It's insane.
Not on your sport, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
And you definitely shouldn't be suspended for 15 games.
Yeah. Or
that's fucking ridiculous.
Even like, you know, that Jamal Williams or what's his name?
6, right?
What's his name? Jamal Williams isn't his name. That was the dude.
Jason Williams, right? From Detroit.
Whatever. No, it's not Jason. Forget his name, but whatever his name is, you're right, dude. Like, he didn't gamble on football. Yeah. You know, he gambled on other sports, and it's unfortunate. They ended up lowering his suspension, but
6 games, right?
It went from 6 to 4. So he played today.
Didn't he have been? Oh, he played today.
Yeah, he played today. Jameson Williams, that's his name. Jameson Williams.
Yep.
All right, back to the Bengals and Cardinals game. So the Cardinals finally came back down to earth. Bengals are pretty much free. I can't believe this is another game I wanted to bet on -3. I didn't because I knew if I bet against the Cardinals would find a way to win this fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
But they Cardinals finally came back down to earth, man. They did, Ben.
No, and I thought that was a smart move. I didn't bet this game just because we don't know what we were going to get from Burrow. He still has that nagging calf injury. He played great today. I don't think they have a bye next week. I think it's the week after, but they really need to.
He looked good today, though.
Him healthy because, he did have a great day today. Let's see. Yeah, Seahawks next week, but then they have a bye and then the Niners. So,
do they go to Seattle next week, or do they get Seattle at home?
Seattle at home, and then they go to San Francisco after the bye.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I it's good to see him back. He's a hell of a quarterback. I'm still a little suspect on this defense, but it's every game that they play, it gets a little bit better. And when you've got Burrow to chase, then you have Mixon as being your third offensive firepower there. You're gonna have a good day.
Good point. Good point. No, I mean, like, we knew the Bengals were going to be down forever. You know what I mean? Finally came back. All right, let's move on to the next game. Tennessee at Indianapolis. Tennessee closed 2.5-point favorites. The total was 43. Total goes under. Indianapolis covers. Anthony Richardson left the game with a shoulder injury. Looked pretty serious. But Gardner Minshew came in.
Sorry, go ahead.
Gardner Minshew came in 11-14, 155 yards, got the job done. Zach Moss, 23 rushes, 165 yards. Jonathan Taylor, first game back, 6 rushes, 18 yards. Indianapolis continues doing the damn thing, Ben.
Yep. Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be interesting because they're saying they think it's a possible torn AC joint. They're hoping that it's just a strained AC joint.
But it was in his right shoulder, right?
Yeah.
His throwing, he's out. He's probably out for the year.
Yeah. Strained, I think you can get a couple weeks, maybe 4 weeks or so. But if it's torn, it's the end of the season for him. So, but man, they are throwing him out to the wolves, man. He has been hit.
He also does it to himself, though. Oh,
absolutely. But I think it's also a big part of the play calling. I was reading it was like something like 40% of the plays called so far this year have been option plays.
But that's the thing is, like, he could slide down and stuff. Like, that dude, like, he thinks he's a running back, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he's built like one. He's a big dude.
Yeah, so he's got the knee injury, he got a concussion, and now his shoulder injury.
Yeah, and he's looked good too,
and
bro.
We're gonna get Jonathan Taylor out. Jonathan Taylor back too.
And Richardson's looked good, Ben. Like he's definitely impressed me, bro. You know what I mean? And but the good thing for Indianapolis is that they got Gardner Minshew, who's one of the best backup quarterbacks. Like he could probably start for a lot of teams. He could start for Atlanta. He could probably start for the New York Giants. He could probably start for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like there's a handful of teams Gardner Minshew could probably start for. So the fact they got him is like, yeah, it's a different dynamic than Anthony Richardson, but like they still have a capable quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how Gardner Minshew probably start for the Cardinals too. Josh Dobbs has looked good, but didn't look good today.
A bunch of QBs could start.
All right, let's move on to the next game. We got the Falcons. They hosted the Houston Texans. Falcons closed 2.5. Total was 42.5. Texans cover the 2.5. Falcons win, and the total goes under 42.5. This was a wild game.
This one hurt because I had him at 2.5.
You had him 2.5. Money line was definitely the play. Desmond Ridder actually didn't look bad in this game, dude. He was 28 of 37 for 329 yards, 1 touchdown. Bijan Robinson, 14 of rush attempts, 46 yards, 0 touchdowns. He also had a costly fumble, which probably cost you the cover, to be honest, because I was in their own territory. But, I mean, end of the day, Falcons get it done on the money line. The reason why I bet the Falcons in this game, Ben, was because I thought the market kind of overreacted to Houston. I did bet this game, 2 nights ago, so I got the Falcons -1, and I also got a money line, which is good. So I got good. The one time I could say I got good closing line value. However, I'm watching this game, dude, and CJ Stroud doesn't even attempt to pass outside the numbers, bro. Like everything's over the middle. And, like, the Falcons, like, if at that point, like, if I'm the defensive coordinator, bro, like, all I'm doing is crowding the middle, bro. Like, if you're going to beat me outside, beat me outside.
Well, yeah, but you you got to take that opportunity if you're Houston and they're not taking the middle out from you. That's your bread and butter. Go for it.
keep throwing it. That's what I'm saying. Like they kept,
Yeah,
Atlanta kept giving them CJ Stroud the middle. Reminded me of a fucking Ravens game, dude. Because
absolutely.
Because Lamar Jackson can't complete a pass outside the numbers. So it's like if you leave him in the middle, he's gonna carve you up.
Yep. No, I definitely don't disagree with you at all. When we were talking about Ritter, I wanted to bring up that he finally got separation from just throwing the ball to one person. It's always one person. But today, Kyle Pitts, 7 receptions, London, 6 receptions, Jonnu Smith, 6 receptions. He finally separated the ball a little bit.
Well,
you
got Kyle Pitts, who's like arguably the most talented tight end in football. Right? You got
one of the most, yeah.
No, the most. Like when we're talking pure athletic talent, there's nobody like Kyle Pitts, dude.
Mm.
And then you got Drake London, who's like a big, tall receiver. Like you just literally got to throw it up to him; he'll catch it. But like he refuses to do that. And then finally today, like he did that, and he let those dudes be dudes, and they finally showed like what they can do. And like that's been the problem with Desmond Ridder is like he's so scared to fucking make a mistake, dude. That like, yeah, you don't want to make a mistake, dude. You don't want to. But the mistakes that we're talking about, you don't want to make is like throwing it, in route and you overthrow the receiver, or you don't anticipate a pass and you throw it too late and you let the DB cut in front of it, right? But when you got guys like Drake London and you got guys like Kyle Pitts, bro, you got to let them make plays, bro. You have to let them make plays. They're playmakers. You got 2 of the best playmakers. And you got Bijan Robinson. There's no excuses for this offense to be bad.
Yeah.
The only thing holding them back is Desmond Ridder. And like if I'm Desmond Ridder, I'm like, fuck it, bro. I'm gonna go out here slinging that motherfucker, dude. Like if I throw a couple picks, I throw a fucking couple picks, dude. Yeah. Whatever, dude. Yeah. But I'm gonna go out here fucking firing, dude.
Yep.
I'm gonna go down firing.
Did it say he didn't have a pick, and look what happened.
He was out there slinging.
It was against Houston, but
Houston's a good team though. Like I'm telling you right now, if Taylor Heineke comes in, he's the backup, right? Taylor Heineke is another dude. Like I don't know if he's a starting quarterback, but I mean he was a starting quarterback, right? And he looked good as a starting quarterback, especially against the Bucs.
Confidence, which Ridder doesn't.
Yeah, like I'm telling you right now, dude. Taylor Heineke goes out there, he's gonna go out fucking throwing it. Like that motherfucker gonna throw darts.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like he ain't gonna go down not throwing and just holding onto the ball and punting. Like that's not gonna happen. Yep. So Ridder, I think he kind of realized that. I think the pressure's kind of on him. I think Arthur Smith kind of told him like, "Yo, look, bro, if you don't go out here and make plays, we're gonna move on, dude. Like this is your last string. You know what I mean? The last effort." And we're gonna talk about another quarterback very soon, who I think is on that same kind of path. But let's move on to the next game, Ben. Carolina at Detroit, because we got to get to baseball.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot to talk about. Carolina at Detroit. Detroit closed 10-point favorites. They covered very easily. Total 43.5. Funny statistic that I heard before kickoff today, Ben. Quarterbacks who are 10-point dogs on the road in the last like 20 years or something. Like 15, 20 years. I forget the exact number. 27% ATS. I should have bet the Lions, but the big number scared me off. But the Lions covered. And Bryce Young
does not look good.
I mean, he looked decent, but he had a
3
few
touchdowns today.
He had some garbage time touchdowns. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, but his 2 interceptions were bad.
Yeah, that's his problem, dude. And he's he's hella short, Ben.
Yeah, well, and that's my thing. Like, if you are Carolina, and you have that first overall pick.
They don't have a pick.
If
They don't have a first round pick.
Oh, because
Goes to the Bears. They traded up.
Wow. It wasn't even protected?
Nah, dude, they're fucked. Yeah, they are fucked.
Wow.
They are fucked, dude. That's the thing is like you go out, you trade to move up and you draft Bryce Young, who you expect to be your franchise quarterback. And yeah, while the team doesn't look great, I mean, dude, you don't have a first round pick. And you're terrible. So what does it look like next year?
Terrible.
Yeah.
That's your answer there. It looks fucking terrible. Because you aren't going to get any free agency signings. Even if you overpay, people aren't going to want to come. Andy Dalton had a fucking rushed. Oh, I guess it was garbage time.
Yeah, he had a QB sneak. They called him in for the QB sneak.
No. You aren't going to get a free agent. You have no draft capital. You don't really have anyone worthy enough to trade for a first. Maybe Miles Sanders gets you a first.
Nah, no way. No way running back does. Their best player that they could trade is Brian Burns, and I don't even know if he'll get you that much.
Yeah.
He might get you a third. This team's fucked, Ben. They're fucked.
Yeah.
Dude.
For a while.
And you got a rookie and you got this quarterback, dude. You know what I mean? The rookie quarterback. And like by the time you actually might get good, his rookie deal is gonna expire. And he's gonna be you're either gonna have to make a decision on him, like, do we sign him to a big deal or do we let him walk?
Mm-hmm.
They made a massive mistake, dude.
Yeah.
Massive mistake trading up. Especially when CJ Stroud looks as good as he does.
Yeah, and picking Bryce over CJ.
It's looking pretty bad. I'm a reserve judgment for now, but yeah, it's definitely not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Like, this team might be in purgatory. You've been for like 3 years.
Yeah. Well, and the way that they're playing, like, if they continue this, I mean, yes, today was better. They put up, 24 points. The 10 points in the second quarter was probably their best quarter all season. But they could go over.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that bad.
Yeah, dude. And then their pick goes to the Bears.
Yeah. Well, and if the Bears have the first overall pick, is Caleb gonna go to the NFL, or is he gonna go for another year at USC?
I mean, based on the history of the Chicago Bears, if I was Caleb Williams, I would sit out.
Yep.
Or play another year at college, because no quarterback has ever gone to Chicago and been good.
Yeah.
It's just
and he can make so much more money by staying at USC.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he only has 1 more year of eligibility, you know what I mean? Like, and at the end of the day, like, he could get hurt next year, and then who knows what happens. NFL's like generational money. But then again, like I said, like, Chicago, that's a franchise that, like, no quarterback, Jay Cutler might be their best quarterback in franchise history, dude. That's saying a lot. So I don't know. I don't know what Caleb would do, but but the Bears are also probably going to hire a new coach. So
yeah.
They might hire a good coach who brings in a good system. I don't know. That shit's beyond me. People call me a Bears hater, but that franchise is just it's not a good franchise.
It's bad.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the Giants at the Dolphins. Dolphins closed 13-point favorites. Total is 48. Goes under. Dolphins cover by 2. Giants are just, they're a fucking mess, man. And then Daniel Jones got hurt too.
Yeah, and I think they got a blessing today with Daniel Jones going out.
Might have.
I mean, I know I don't want to say, good for somebody to get hurt, but I think Tyrod Taylor is a better choice for them in the backfield. He has the legs and he has, Daniel Jones has legs too, but Daniel Jones is horrible.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, Ben, quarterback play in the NFL is at an all-time low right now. You got Daniel Jones, you got fucking Kenny Pickett, you got Desmond Ritter, you got fucking who else is out there fucking throwing duds?
Wilson,
Mac Jones.
God, he looked fucking horrible today. Lamar looked horrible today.
Yeah, Lamar's a good quarterback, but I mean, like, dude, quarterback plays at an all-time low right now, dude.
Yeah. You've got fucking Tannehill. You've got Russ playing like garbage. You've got Derek Carr. You've got Derek Carr, who actually looked decent today because they were playing a shit team.
We're gonna get to that game next.
Yeah, you got Geno Smith out there.
Geno's good though.
Geno's average.
Dude, he would start for more than half the teams in the league though.
That doesn't mean he's good,
bro. That's what I'm like, dude. There's so much. I mean, to be honest, but this is the thing too. Is like I say this shit about Brock Purdy, Ben. You put Brock Purdy on the New York Giants. How does Brock Purdy look?
Not as good.
You put Daniel Jones on the Niners. How does Daniel Jones look?
A hell of a lot better than he's playing right now.
See, that's
I don't think Brock Jones is Brock Purdy is anything special. Niners fan to heart. I don't. He is a just above average QB, in my opinion.
I think
he's got lucky a lot.
I think he's Jimmy 2.0. Maybe better accuracy though.
Yeah.
Jimmy's
I don't
a
think
gamer.
He has. He is. He doesn't have that. The thing that I'm missing is he doesn't have that switch to be like, okay, I need to run the ball. I need to move.
Jimmy's a gamer. Brock though, like
Jimmy's a gamer. He's also fucking made of glass.
Yeah.
So,
but my thing is like, there's people on Twitter and shit that are like, oh, what else does Brock Purdy need to show you? And I'm like, all right, like Brock's playing great, dude. He's playing great for his team. But it's like, let's be real, bro. You put Pat Mahomes on any team, Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, he's throwing to like some of the worst wide receivers in the league on his team. And like he's still fucking making plays. You know? But you put Brock Purdy on like the fucking Steelers, it's probably the same shit as Kenny Pickett.
Yep, absolutely. 100%. He's got an all-pro offensive line. He's got one of the best tight ends in the league. He's got one of the best wide receivers in the league.
One of the best
I've
running
also
backs.
heard somebody say that Debo was a average wide receiver. I fucking laughed at that. But he's got Debo out there. He's got Ayuk out there, who's playing incredible right now. He's got McCaffrey out there. He's got Juszczyk out there as well. I don't think Juszczyk gets anything close to the praise that he deserves.
Yeah, he's probably the best. I mean, not probably. He is the best fullback in football.
He's the best fullback out there. Yep, you've got Mason out there now, who's running the ball incredibly well. Like this offense has every single like piece of the arsenal, and
plus an elite defense behind him.
Yeah, like he doesn't have to be a Patrick Mahomes to win these games. So he got lucky a lot last year too. He got way lucky where balls went straight through defenders' hands. The defender wasn't looking.
Yeah.
On a ball that should have been intercepted. So I'm still on the fence on Brock.
I think he's a perfect fit for what the Niners have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's accurate, thrower of the football. But at the same time, it's like, dude, he throws so like you said, he's got a lot of fucking talent on that team. Like, I'm out there watching him throw to like wide open dudes tonight, and people are on my timeline talking about like, oh, what else does Brock Purdy have to show? Like, bro, you switch Brock Purdy and fucking Daniel Jones, I guarantee you we're talking about two different situations. Like, we're having a whole different conversation. Instead of talking about Daniel Jones ain't it, we're talking about Brock Purdy ain't it. And I think that's a thing with a lot of NFL situations is like, there's very few quarterbacks like Pat Mahomes out there. There's very few quarterbacks like Josh Allen. There's very few there's only like a handful of those guys, right?
Yeah.
And to Pat Mahomes' thing too, like, he was blessed getting on the Chiefs with Andy Reid, who's one of the greatest offensive minds in the history of football, dude.
Yep.
Like,
growing up with Tyreek Hill right next to you.
What happens if Pat Mahomes gets drafted by the Bears instead of Trubisky? We'll never know. We can't make that assumption, but who knows, dude? Yep. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what Caleb Williams' dad is like. You know, we can always go back to college rather than going to the pros, because it's like, do you want to go to a dog shit situation like Bryce Young is in the Panthers? Because Bryce Young might not make it out of his rookie contract, and he might be a career backup, right? Yep. Just like Zach Wilson is probably gonna be, just like Sam Darnold is right now, right? Those Baker Mayfields, right? Yep. You get drafted in these shitty situations.
Baker had a lot longer of an opportunity, but
I mean, like, you get drafted in these situations, and like, there's very few Andrew Lucks out there. There's very few Peyton Mannings, etc. I think Caleb is one of those guys that can like turn a franchise around, but it still stands like, you know, you have to be in the right situation. You can't just like,
it's a team sport, not an individual sport.
Yep. And there's very yes, but there is a few guys who I could plug on every team and they'll be good. Right? Pat Mahomes I could put on any team in the football and they'll be a playoff team. And I stand by that. Josh Allen I could plug into any NFL team and they'll be a playoff team. You put Josh Allen on and Pat Mahomes on the Niners, bruh.
Oh yeah, it's game over. Yeah.
The Chiefs aren't even that good of a team, bro. Like, overall talent wise, that's what Pat Mahomes does. Yeah. Same with the Bills, right? Yeah. Joe Burrow with the Bengals the last 2 years. Like, the Bengals defense was good, but their offensive line was weak. Put Joe Burrow on the Niners, bro.
Yep.
Put either of those guys on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jalen Hurts, dude.
Situation.
You put Jalen Hurts on another team, like, switch Jalen Hurts and Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Eagles are probably, they might not be as good, but I guarantee you they still win that division. And I guarantee you Jalen Hurts winning 3, 4, 5 games with the Giants. Bro, go back to 2021 and watch Jalen Hurts before the Eagles got all that talent.
Yeah, before he bulked up. Yeah, no, I that was my biggest concern about Jalen Hurts was how small he was in his
rookie
season.
Couldn't even make an accurate pass. Now, well,
he was small as fuck. He got pushed around.
He has one of the best offensive lines, and then they went out and got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Give him talent around him, because you know what they did? They traded Carson Wentz for draft picks. Those draft picks ended up being good things, and that's what Arizona's doing, right? Arizona went out and they traded their pick to the Houston Texans, 3rd overall pick, for the Texans' 1st overall pick this year. Mm-hmm. So now the Cardinals can build talent around their team.
Yeah.
You got to have talent in this league.
Yep.
There's only one Pat Mahomes. There's only one Josh Allen. There's only one Joe Burrow. Those 3, in my opinion, are the 3 best quarterbacks, and I think Trevor Lawrence is creeping up behind them. I think we're about to put Trevor in that conversation. He's not there yet, but I think he's going to get there. But that's the thing, is like, those kind of dudes, like, they make up for a lot of vacancies in your team.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with you on that.
You can have a bad defense with Pat Mahomes, and you'll still be in games.
Yeah, they've shown that. Yeah. I don't know if I necessarily go with the Daniel Jones and Jalen Hurts swap, but I agree with you on the Patrick, the Josh, the Trevor.
If we're making quarterback tiers, there's tier 1, which is Pat Mahomes. Period. He's on his own tier. Mm-hmm. He's God level. He's a Hall of Famer. He could retire right now. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Then you have the second tier, in my opinion, which is Josh Allen and you have Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. Healthy Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Right? That's tier 2. Tier 3 is your Lamar Jacksons, your Jalen Hurts, your... I'm trying to think of all the quarterbacks off the top of my head right now.
Yeah. Deshaun's probably there.
We haven't seen the same guy in like 2 years.
I mean, he didn't play one of those years, but
yeah, when he was with Houston, I would put him in that second tier.
Yeah. Herbert's probably there.
Oh yeah. Herbert's up there with the Joe Burrows. He's in tier 2. Herbert's up there in tier 2.
Would you put like Stafford there and
nah, Stafford's in
Stafford's in that one below?
Yeah, he's in that one below.
I put Tua in that one below.
Yeah, but like, dude, the Dolphins almost won a playoff game with fucking with Skyler. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if I would put Tua there. Like, yeah, I mean, did you see what Tua looked like shit today? Talk about a dude with all the talent around him.
Play the Giants though.
Talk about a dude with all the talent around him.
Yeah.
Bro, you could put me out there and we're still scoring points, dude.
Probably true. Man, I mean, since we're talking about that game, like this running back, Chain. Yeah.
Yeah, he's nice, dude. I didn't think he was gonna be that
kid
good.
Is fast.
Isaiah Spiller was the better running back from Texas A&M, dude.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
This kid is fast as fuck, and then put him with Mostert there too.
The whole team's fast as fuck, dude.
Pass. Yeah.
Al Davis is fucking up in heaven, just fucking salivating, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, that's a team I dreamt of.
Yeah.
Shit's insane, but yeah, back to the quarterback talk. Like, I think there's very few quarterbacks that can like go on any team and make that team relevant. Right. And then there's quarterbacks that you can like kind of rotate around on good rosters and they'll be okay. That's just how the NFL works right now. And Trevor Lawrence is on his way up there, dude. Trevor Lawrence is definitely he's going to be one of those dudes, man. All right, Ben, let's move on to the Patriots.
3 more games left.
Yeah.
Let's
okay, real fast. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, what a fucking dog shit game that was. Pittsburgh was 5.5 point favorites. They went outright 17-10. Little known fact, Mike Tomlin as like a 4-point dog or more in division has never lost a game.
Wow.
Carries on the day.
You texted the group, this Jalen Warren kid.
He's nice, bro. He was like making dudes miss left and right. Like he was getting active, bro. And like Najee Harris is just like, he's just a downhill runner, bro. Like I want Najee to succeed. He's from the Bay, so I always want Bay kids to succeed. But bro, Najee hasn't looked good since he got to the NFL, dude.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, yeah, that first year injury too. He was out in the final preseason game.
True. And as far as Baltimore is concerned, like Baltimore was on pace. Like, dude, they already won at Cleveland. They won at Cincinnati, winning at Pittsburgh too, winning 3 road division games. Just like that's unheralded, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna put a ton against them for losing this game, dude. It's a division game. Division games are tough. Mike Tomlin is he's one of the best coaches when he's an underdog in division as well. So,
yeah, I'm gonna put this on them. Lamar looked horrible.
Yeah, but
Lamar made some bad decisions.
But Pittsburgh's defense is good too, bro.
Yeah, but he's a veteran QB. He needs to know. He was out of the pocket a couple times and took the sack. He needs to know when to throw that ball.
Yeah.
He needs to know when to run the ball. He needs to know when to throw the ball.
I thought coaching was pretty bad too, though, Ben.
Yeah, agreed. But I'm expecting a lot more out of Lamar. I'm expecting a lot more than 6 carries, 45 yards.
Yeah.
I mean that's a great average, 7.5 yards per carry. But when you have Lamar back there and Gus Edwards is your number one running back, you've got to be running the ball more and making that a more powerful option. You're up the whole game until the fourth quarter. He should have this team should have more than 125 yards. He should have more than 45. More than 6 carries.
I agree.
I was not impressed.
I mean, I kind of I played Pittsburgh plus 5.5. I liked it. And I'm not shocked that they won the game. Like, this is like a typical Pittsburgh Baltimore game. Like, this is how they always end up, dude. It's a fucking slobber knocker, dude. And they kind of ended that way. So I'm not gonna put a ton on the Ravens, although I do agree with a lot of what you're saying. I just, it's a division game, dude. It's a division rival. Like, they're slobber knockers, bro. It is what it is. All right, let's move on. I'm sorry, real quick.
Word from the day calendar.
The slobber knocker.
Slobber knocker, yeah.
Nah, it's just like the AFC North is like all their division games are slobber knockers, dude.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the dog shit game of the day. That's the Saints at New England. Fun fact here: the Saints scored as many points today as they had scored all year combined. Not really,
wow,
but
I didn't realize that.
No, I'm just joking.
Oh.
But I'm pretty sure it's pretty close, dude. If you go back and look at it. The Patriots closed 1.5 point dogs or 1.5 point favorites. The total was under 39. It goes under because the Patriots don't score. And the Saints cover, obviously 34-0. I got a lot to say about this game because Mac Jones, this motherfucker sucks, dude. Like, he's absolute fucking dog shit. Like, I talk about putting quarterbacks on teams and making them look bad or making them look good or bad or whatever, how they're going to perform. Bro, this dude just sucks. Bro, you could put this dude on any team in the league and he's going to suck. Although Mac Jones, in my opinion, is how Brock Purdy would look on a bad team. Because he doesn't have an elite trait about him. He doesn't have good arm talent. He's not the most accurate guy in the world. Although accuracy was his strength coming out of college.
Right? Yeah. I'm gonna disagree a little bit with you. I think Brock Jones has the sense pickup. Brock Purdy has the sense pickup that is better than Mac. So I'm going to give you that, but I'm with you. I don't think Mac would do anything on any team right now, the way that he's playing, which is surprising because he was really good his year.
He was
decent. He played great ball.
He was decent.
He was good.
He was decent.
Compared to all of the other rookies that came out that year, he played good football. And I'm including Trevor Lawrence in that because Trevor did not look good.
Trevor Lawrence's coach his rookie year was fucking Urban Meyer.
Yeah, that's true.
So we've already written off Trevor's first year. We've given him a pass on that first year. We can't do the same for Mac Jones. But my question to you, Ben, about the Patriots is not necessarily Mac Jones. It's not none of that shit. Is it time for Bill Belichick to hang it up?
Yes. Absolutely. I mean, I understand the allure of having Bill Belichick behind the bench. I understand the ownership wanting to let Bill retire on his time because he won them 7 Super Bowls. But man, it is 6 Super Bowls. Oh yeah, that 7th for Tom was in Tampa Bay. 6 Super Bowls. But it's it's time. It was time probably last year. And this whole who's calling the plays, who's Mac doesn't trust the offensive plays. He's wanting to do his own plays. He is getting frustrated on the sidelines. Bill, I mean, his post-game interview today just was basically, but we have, regarding Mac Jones, like, some of it was his fault, but we have a lot of faults.
Yeah.
Like, so what are you going to do to fix that?
I mean,
like the
whole team
went from being so high to so low.
I played the Patriots today because like the Saints have looked like shit against everybody. So I was like, oh, okay, like this is a get right spot for the Patriots. No, it wasn't, dude. It was the opposite. No. It's a get right spot for the fucking Saints, dude. And like the Patriots, I mean, they just from the get-go, dude, just absolutely like the defense couldn't stop the Saints. On offense, they couldn't move the ball, and like a lot of that's because of Mac Jones. Like he sucks, dude.
Yeah. No, I wish I was at the Saints played this type of game last week when I was there. The Derek Carr hate in New Orleans was incredible.
He sucks,
and
dude.
He sucked last year. He's not a great QB. He played better today, but a lot of they ran the ball the whole time. But it's he is definitely one of those, like, you gotta give him a little bit of time and he'll at least progress a little bit. I can only imagine that they were singing his praises today in New Orleans. But he's not the answer, and to give him a 3-year deal like they did, it's going to be a long 3 years there.
Yep. So,
even if they win 34-0 once every year against New England.
Yep. It's nasty stuff there for the New England
Patriots. Is Bailey Zappi going to start next week?
I mean, if I'm the Patriots, I would do it just because at this point, like, dude, you know what you have from Mac Jones and it's not it. And like, you're already 1-5 or 1-4. Like, you're looking at drafting a quarterback in the offseason anyways. So play Zappy,
You got the Raiders next week. Let's give them a little bit of a chance.
Yeah.
Following that, you got the Bills, Dolphins. So those are going to be a tough 2 weeks.
I don't think they got any chance, Ben. Let's take a break real quick. We'll hop back in here. We'll talk Monday Night Football, and then we'll talk some baseball as well.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Yep.
Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tail your friends' bets with one click. See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sports book. Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tail your friends' bets with one click. See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sports book. Sharp securely connects to major sportsbooks like FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and more, so you can not only track your bets, but share your bets in creative ways. So gather the degens, download Sharps for free, and join our fast-growing sports betting community. Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tailor your friends' bets with one click. See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sportsbook. Sharps securely connects to major sportsbooks like FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and more, so you can not only track your bets, but share your bets in creative ways. So gather the degens, download Sharps for free, and join our fast-growing sports betting community. Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tailor your friends' bets with one click. See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sportsbook. Sharps securely connects to major sportsbooks like FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and more, so you can not only track your bets, but share your bets in creative ways. So gather the degens, download Sharps for free, and join our fast-growing sports betting community. Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network.
All right, we back. All right, Ben. Monday Night Football. Shit, we got a lot to talk about still. It's a good show, though. It's gonna keep people.
Absolutely.
It's gonna keep people entertained. I ain't worried about it.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football. We got the Raiders at the Packers. Or I mean, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, it's technically Raiders at Packers because I'm telling you right now it's gonna be fucking Packers home game. But technically, it's in Las Vegas. Raiders minus 1.5. Totals 45.5. What's your thoughts on this one?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if either. I know this is not what people want to hear, but I wouldn't be surprised if either of these teams win the game and win handily, because I think this is a get right game for both these teams. I think Green Bay wants to come back from their loss last week and really kind of push the presence and really push a rushing and passing game. I think Vegas really needs to push the run. They got to get Josh Jacobs in there. It'll be interesting to see if Devontae Adams is playing tomorrow. And they're at a get right game too. They're coming off of 3 straight losses to Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and the Chargers. The last 2, Pittsburgh and the Chargers, were definitely tough losses for them. So, this is where we see if they have heart or not. I think Green Bay takes Raiders? This game, but what's that?
Are you saying if the Raiders have heart?
Yeah.
Do we know who's starting for the Raiders? Is it Aiden O'Connell or is it Jimmy?
I believe it's Jimmy. I don't see any injury connotation for Jimmy.
Interesting.
I have not seen any. The only injury status for big name players I have is Devontae.
Yeah, Jimmy's probable. I mean, I kind of lean the Raiders, to be honest, just because they're at home. I know it's probably going to be a lot of Packers fans there, but I mean, dude, this Raiders teams look like shit, bro. Like,
they really have.
But on the flip side, the Packers are 3-1 against the spread. I think it's this has to be a get right game for the Raiders, because if it's not a get right game for the Raiders here, I don't know what ever will be.
Yeah. Well, the Raiders need to run the ball. That's something that they haven't done, I guess.
And that's the thing about the Packers, Ben, is because the Packers can't stop the run.
Exactly. That's why it's going to be interesting to see if they can actually do that. I think the Raiders' key to be honest, I think both of these keys to success for these teams, and whoever's going to win this game, is whoever can run the ball best in the first half of the game, because that's going to open up the offense for either of these teams to either let Love or Garoppolo throw the ball.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Packers are the worst team in football against the run. So,
yeah, but but the Raiders are what, like 27th or something?
26th.
26, yeah. That's not much difference there.
Yeah, they're not much better.
20 yards per game, but
I mean the Packers are. I mean they're just atrocious against the rush, dude. And that was their problem last year, dude. And like they still haven't fixed it. And you know, is Jair Alexander playing?
Probable.
Yeah, so he's gonna play. That's good for them. Dude, there's no way Devontae Adams misses this game, dog. Zero chance. He gonna want to go out there, but when Jair plays, like the pass defense is a lot better because that's the one thing is the Packers do well is like they're really good against the pass because they have two really good corners. Mm-hmm. They're 13th against the pass. Hold on, I lied. They are 11th against the pass. Mm. But they can't stop the run. And if the Raiders are able to run the ball, it's going to open up the play action fake. I think that's going to change the whole dynamic of the game.
Yeah, but they have to run the ball. That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
They don't run the ball.
I don't know, dude. I'm a lean Packers here, but I don't love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Big hit also, Bakhtari.
He's been out the whole fucking year. He's been out the whole year.
Yeah, but not having that, opportunity, that light at the end of the tunnel to have him come back, that hurts.
Hold on,
Raiders got to hold the ball.
They said he's out for the year?
Yep.
Damn, that's huge.
And Down said he's done for the season.
I lean Packers. I don't love it, though.
Yeah.
I probably lean the under, if anything.
What's it sitting at?
45.5.
Ooh, yeah, I'd go under there.
Just because primetime overs have been hitting like crazy and they never hit, so it's gonna bounce back at some point. It's gonna go the other way. So I lean the under there. All right, Ben, let's talk baseball, man. We need to get. Oh, hold on. Before we get to baseball, let's do our top 5 teams right now. Give me your top 5 NFL teams.
Okay.
Top 5 NFL teams.
I gotta get my list out. So number 1. Sorry, I'll start with number 5.
Five.
Honorable mention. I'm gonna start with Dallas.
No, fuck Dallas.
Go
5. Don't give me
honorable mention. Number 5. I'm gonna go with Jacksonville. We talked about Trevor Lawrence kind of taking that step. I think they're finally running the ball, and I think the addition of oh my god, lightning feet, sports better. Why can't I think of his name right now?
ETN.
No, their wide receiver.
Oh, Ridley.
Thank you, Calvin Ridley. I think that was a huge pickup for that offense. And defensively they're decent, above average there. Yeah. Number 4, I'm going to go with Philly. They are undefeated, but I don't think they have really had a difficult, a difficult schedule for them to play through. The next couple of weeks are going to be big for Philly to see whether they stay up top or drop out of that top 5. Number 3, I'm going to go Kansas City. Offensively, this team is elite. Defensively, if it shows up, they're at the top of the list. If it doesn't show up, they're above average team. Number 2, I'm going to go Miami. They find ways to win. They put up points. A lot of offensive firepowers and a pretty a strong defense. Number 1, I got to go with San Francisco.
All right, interesting. My number 5, I'm going Detroit Lions. Number 4, I'm going Miami. And for purposes of my list, I would have Buffalo number 5. However, they're getting clobbered with fucking injuries, dude.
Yep.
And therefore, I'm I've dropped them out of my top 5. Like, they would be higher, which is why Miami's 4, Detroit's 5. I would have Buffalo above Miami if it wasn't for the injuries, being completely transparent. So, number 5, Detroit. Number 4, Miami. Number 3, Kansas City, because Patrick Mahomes is still alive and he's fully healthy. Number 2, I have Philadelphia. And number 1, I have the San Francisco 49ers.
Agree with everyone except for Philadelphia. I think that's too high. But they have to play the people who are in front of them.
That's right, Ben. Got to play who's in front of you.
So, yeah.
All right, let's talk some Major League Baseball, baby.
Oh, baseball. Yesterday was a bad day.
It's all right. We bounced back, bro.
Oh, yeah.
We bounced back, and everything's good. So, first thing I want to talk about is obviously, Clayton Kershaw's on the mound yesterday and just gets fucking slobber knocked.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a word I could use to say how bad that performance was. A third of an inning, gets 1 out, 6 hits, 6 runs, 1 walk, 162 ERA, which puts his playoff performance ERA to a 5.2 overall. So before we talk about like the Dodgers and Diamondback series, I just want to ask you, because like you're a Giants fan, right? And obviously you've seen what Madison Bumgarner has done in the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. And I was asked this question earlier today by somebody, and they said, in their prime, if you could have Bumgarner or Kershaw start a playoff game, who would you start? I said, no question, Bumgarner.
Absolutely.
Because Kershaw has been fucking trash his entire career in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, my
now, okay.
My thing for you, Ben, is like, is this how we're always going to remember Kershaw? That's probably the greatest regular season pitcher in history of baseball, but a dude just could not get it done in the playoffs. Which,
as much as I hate to agree with you on that, being a Giants fan and talking about a Dodgers pitcher like that, yes, it is. He is one of the best pitchers in baseball history in the regular season. And I don't know if it's the stress of the playoffs, if it's the must-win scenario that he's been in multiple times in the regular season that just doesn't have so much emphasis on it. But this guy, I would probably put regular season Kershaw over Bumgarner as a better pitcher.
Yeah.
But overall, I can't put Bumgarner below Kershaw as an overall pitcher because of what Bumgarner has been able to do, whether it's coming in relief, whether it's pitching on a 2 days rest, whether it's
which probably ultimately cost Bumgarner his career if we're keeping it in a buck.
But the dominance that he's had in the playoffs compared to the utter gutter baseball that Kershaw has played during the playoffs, I would say Bumgarner overall has that better, pitching prowess in my mind. I mean, I know I'm biased because I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I mean, not at all.
Baseball is so important.
If we're talking about, just playoffs, Bumgarner's been a much better playoff performer in his career. I mean, a lot of guys have. And that's the thing with Kershaw. I mean, it's probably how we're always going to remember him. We're going to remember him as maybe the greatest regular season pitcher ever, right? He's up there. He's up there in playoff. I mean, he has an MVP as a pitcher. Very few guys have an MVP. But when it comes to the postseason, and this is why I've had this debate with Dodger fans before, Verlander over Kershaw. And how we said Verlander is a better pitcher because Verlander's gotten it done in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Verlander hasn't gotten it done in the World Series, but he has a World Series ring.
Mm-hmm.
So does Kershaw. Both guys have struggled in the World Series. But Verlander's been better in the postseason in his career than Kershaw has. Kershaw, 5.2 ERA in the playoffs. I mean, it's just a dude. He's Clayton Kershaw in the regular season, and he becomes Sean Manaea in the playoffs, dude.
Yeah. Well, I'm pulling up the numbers here. Hold on. Bumgarner versus Kershaw comparisons here. So ERA
in the playoffs
for the playoffs.
Bumgarner's like what 1.6,
2.1.
Yeah. Who has the best ERA in playoff history? Because I know John Lester did at one point, but I know he definitely lost it towards the end of his career. Does Bumgarner have the best ERA in playoff history, Ben? Can you look that up?
Best postseason.
Because Lester did have it until like 2014. Lester had like a 1 point something ERA, and then he, end of his career, kind of fucking tailed off.
Mariano Rivera. Whitey Ford.
Well, Mariano Rivera's
Bob
like,
Gibson. Kurt Schilling. Oh no, Kurt has a lower ERA.
Mariano Rivera's he's a reliever. I'm talking starting pitching.
Sandy Koufax, 0.95.
Yeah, Mariano Rivera, 0.7 ERA in his career.
7, yeah. Lowest ERAs in MLB history, maybe.
No, that's crazy because
change it.
Because John Lester was up there with those dudes.
That's single season. It's not postseason.
What is
Madison Bumgarner is listed as the 5th best pitcher in postseason history.
Yeah, that makes sense.
John Smoltz. Lester is number 6. Smoltz is number 4.
Yeah, Lester was. I know he was up there.
Let's see, Bob Gibson number 3, Mariano Rivera number 2, and Sandy Koufax number 1.
Nice.
Smoltz had a 2.67 ERA.
Yeah, John Smoltz was incredible, bro. He was incredible. But back to the Kershaw thing, like that's how we're always gonna remember him, Ben.
It's unfortunate, but yeah, 100% right. There's especially after the start, which like they should not be losing to the Diamondbacks.
Nah, not at all.
And offensively, this team did not show up at all either.
Well,
you get smoked.
I mean, bro, that game was over before it started, bro. That game was.
I mean, yeah, absolutely 9-0 at the end of the second period. Inning, but
they were fucked. It's only one game.
You hope you have some resilience coming back from your offense. I mean, we saw that today with Baltimore. They were down big and then came back to an 11 game.
Yeah, they were down 9-2 and came back and lost 11-8.
Yeah,
but
you get 3 runs in the ninth. That shows that you still have heart. That shows that you still have, some oomph. And I did not see that in LA at all. I don't know if I can back LA tomorrow.
Oh, I don't know about that, man.
I think they have the better pitcher on the hill for the first.
I don't even know. I think Gallen's a better pitcher. However, Gallen's been dog shit on the road.
Bobby Miller's not that great though.
I mean,
he's good.
This is my thing with the Dodgers has been all along. Like, I don't know if they have the pitching to go to sustain a playoff run. And starting with Kershaw, like I said from the beginning, like, dude, you've heard me talk about this. Like, Kershaw's a dog shit playoff pitcher. And if he's your best pitcher, you got issues. And it's come to fruition in the first fucking game. But
come to fruition time and time again. That's the problem.
But Gallen wasn't good against the Brewers, dude. He should have lost that game. Mm-hmm. He should have lost against the Brewers, right? He hasn't been good in the last month. He hasn't been good on the road all year.
His last couple starts were okay. But the last month, I'd say he's been all right.
Ben, he's been mid earlier. He's been mid.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. Gallen, last 5 starts. Milwaukee, 6 innings, 2 runs, which is a quality start in your book. Houston, 6 1/3, 2 runs.
It was a good
Yankees,
start against
6 innings, no runs. And then San Francisco and the Mets, he allowed 4 and 7.
He was decent against Brewers. It should have been worse, dude. The Brewers literally went like fucking 1 for 30 with runners in scoring position in that series, which is why they fucking lost. But I don't know, bro. The Dodgers they have veterans, and after getting beat down like that, dude, they're gonna bounce back, bro. I think they're gonna bounce back in a nasty way. I don't really have a dog in the fight in the game tomorrow, but I would definitely lean Dodgers.
Yeah, was over and under is 8.5, so it's going to be 5 for the first 5, maybe 4.
But you love them first 5 bets, bro.
I do love those first 5 bets. Did not love them yesterday, but you got to look at all of them. You got to look at 8.5. You got to look at first 5 at 5. I try to build the best bet from all that I have available to me, and trying to pull up the number for it. But of course, my app is not happy. Yeah, they don't have. Okay, well then let's look at another bet here. Adjusted series price after game 1.
I mean, I think the Dodgers are gonna win the series. Because my only thing is, like, the Dodgers have the better lineup per se. I mean, I don't even know if I would say that, because they got Mookie and they got fucking Freddie. Will Smith should be a lot better. Dude, I've been saying this about the NL all year, Ben. Like, I don't think...
Yeah, the pitching is the issue.
Well, I don't think the Dodgers or the Braves are that as good as... Like, they're great regular season teams, dude. They're great regular season teams when you get to face teams that have taxed bullpens and are managing throughout a season. Like,
well, LA's bullpen is taxed. Because their starter went.
Well, they didn't pitch. They didn't pitch.
A third of an inning, 2/3 of an inning.
They didn't pitch all their fucking high leverage. Plus, they had a day off today.
Yeah.
Well, that's my problem about the NL. Like, all right, the Dodgers have Mookie, they got Freddie, and then they got a bunch of dudes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arizona got Corbin Carroll, Ketel Marte, Perdomo, Walker. Like, they got a nice lineup as well. The problem with the Diamondbacks is, like, they don't have a great bullpen. the Dodgers do have a great bullpen. So if the Dodgers can get a lead into the bullpen, it's basically wraps. They just got to get to that point.
Yeah.
Bobby Miller, he's never pitched a playoff game. He's young. He's inexperienced. He's already exceeded his career innings. I don't necessarily.
He could start against San Francisco to end the year, but other than that,
I don't think that benefits the Dodgers per se. But I do think the one thing that benefits the Dodgers is the fact that like a team like that is gonna be pissed off about getting fucking smacked. Like they did.
But again, the other thing I worry about is he hasn't had a serious start in at least a month. Because he played San Francisco, he played Colorado, he played Detroit, he played Seattle, and he played Washington. He pitched against Washington. Those are his last 5 starts. None of those are strong offenses like Arizona has.
Nah. But
that worries me.
The thing about Arizona is like their whole team looked like shit coming into the playoffs, and then all of a sudden they fucking turned it up. I mean, maybe they get hot. Yeah, it's a game I don't really want to be a part of. I lean Dodgers. But that's where that's at. Orioles, Ben, are they cooked?
I mean, I don't think the series is over, but I think they're cooked. I mean, I don't think they're going to get swept, but I don't think they can win 3 straight.
Yeah, I don't. My biggest concern about the Orioles coming into the series was their inexperience, and not necessarily their inexperience just at playing, their inexperience with Brandon Hyde managing a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
And I've thought that I think that inexperience has showed over the course of these first 2 games. You know, Grayson Rodriguez probably should have been pulled after he gave up 2 hits in the second without getting an out. Because you got to remember, Go ahead, Ben.
I mean, I messaged you about that earlier too. Like his demeanor said everything in that. And if I'm the manager sitting in that dugout and I see him hanging his head like that, if I see him huffing and puffing after every single pitch that is just outside or called just outside, where it is getting to him.
Yeah.
You got to get out there. You got to calm him down, or you got to take him out.
Well, I think,
and he didn't do either.
I think there's 2 things that you make a point on, and the first one is in the first inning, Evan Carter's up to the plate. Grayson Rodriguez struck him out twice, and ended up walking him because they were called balls. And when the umpire scorecard comes out on Twitter tomorrow. Shout out at Umpire Scorecards. You can find the Umpire Scorecards, all legit data. Guarantee you it's going to show that those were strikeouts. I think
only one of them was, to be honest. But
no, that was dude. He threw 2 pitches that should have been Ks, and he ended up walking him. In the first inning, he got out of the first inning without giving up a run. Yep. But it affected him in the second inning. Because he wasn't getting those called strikes, so he pushed it in, right, to get into the zone more, which ended up fucking him. And as an underbetter myself, I watched that first inning, and literally when that shit happened to Grayson Rodriguez, I chalked my under up because that's the kind of shit that helps overs is when you shrink the strike zone. You make pitchers throw in the zone, which is going to get guys hit.
Yep.
What happened in this game? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with that being said, Grayson, he should have been pulled. He should have been pulled after he gave up 2 hits in the second inning. When there was a runner on first and third in the second inning, I would have pulled him because, bro, we not pitching. We don't need to eat innings for our bullpen to save rest. No. This is do or die.
Yep.
Like, I'm getting in there. I'm saving those runs, especially up 2-0.
Yep. Up 2-0. And you look at the rest of the game too. Your offense gave you 8 runs. If you're putting up 8 runs in a playoff game,
you can't score. You can't fucking stop a run.
Yeah, you should be winning this game. No question.
But the thing with the inexperience also, Ben, comes with not having Fuji on your active roster. Mm-hmm. How is Brian Baker on your active roster and Fujinami's not? Fujinami probably has the best stuff in your entire fucking bullpen, but he's not on your fucking playoff roster.
Yeah.
These are things that accumulate to L's, and Brandon Hyde's learning the hard way. I think he learned the hard way twice in this series already. I think he learned in the first game when when Gunnar Henderson tried to steal second in the bottom of the 9th and got caught stealing. Very next pitch, the guy walks. So it would have been first and second, no outs. And then we learned today, with the Grayson Rodriguez, he should have pulled Grayson Rodriguez way earlier than he did.
Yep.
Cost himself the game. So that was my issue with the Orioles coming in. And like, bro, I love the Orioles, bro. I think but this is a young team, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
They're
still a team that's a year ahead of where they should be.
They're getting their feet wet, bro.
Yep.
Now next year, they're gonna get into the playoffs and they're gonna be like, okay, we've been here, we've done this, we know what it's about.
Yep.
It's not where they're at this year, though, unfortunately. Yep. And they got to go against a manager like Bruce Bochy, who's won a World Series, and
he's won how many?
3.
There we go.
All 3 lucky. He's a great manager.
He is.
And then they got a lot of players on that team that have won World Series or been to the playoffs, and they know what playoff baseball is about. The Orioles don't. Yep. They got one guy on that fucking team that's been to the playoffs. It's Aaron Hicks.
Yeah.
So
not even Santander.
No. It's a very inexperienced team, and that was my entire issue coming into the season.
Yeah.
So I do think they're cooked. They might win a game. I don't know. I haven't bet on them at all this season, this postseason. I wouldn't bet on them because of that. But
I haven't even looked at game 3 to see who's starting. You probably got your boys starting, yeah?
The team I have bet on, Ben.
Yeah. Minnesota. Oh, you're 1-1 on Minnesota.
I didn't bet on them in game 1 because I said they were going to lose.
Okay.
Did not bet against them or bet on them.
I did, and I lost. I bet first 5 under, and I lost.
But I'm telling you right now, if you guys are smart, if you didn't play Minnesota to win the World Series, which you should have, plus 3,000 a month ago when I gave it out, play them money line every game, and you're going to end up profiting at the end because they're dogs every game. So even if you lose a game, like they're going to win more games than they lose, so you're going to profit. All right? This is the reason why. And I texted you this earlier, Ben. Bro, the Astros are going to throw Christian Javier tomorrow or next game against Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray's been great at home.
Yep.
All right. And then after that, they're going to have to throw JP France or fucking Hunter Brown. Like, the Astros, like, their pitching is just like, it's not where it needs to be. And 42-year-old.
Decimated by injury. Yeah.
I mean, their best pitcher pitched today and they lost.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah, they're decimated by injury.
But, I mean, their best pitcher, regardless of injury, pitched today and they lost.
Yeah.
I knew the Twins were going to lose game 1 because they just came off that series against the Blue Jays. And it was a scheduled L, dude. Like, they weren't going to win. And they almost won, dude. They almost came back, dude. They were down like 5-0 and almost came back and won. The Twins are legit, dude. This is a legit fucking team. And nobody wants to listen or agree with the fact, but bro, this is the best team offensively other than the Braves of second half of the season. The difference between the two teams is they have the better pitching than the Braves do. Bro, you got Pablo Lopez pitched 7-inning gem today, Ben.
Yep.
No runs, 7 innings. I think he had 5 strikeouts. Incredible shit. 7 Ks?
7 Ks and a walk. Yep.
Insane, dude. And then you got Sonny Gray pitching on an extra day's rest tomorrow. They don't play tomorrow. You got him going Tuesday against Christian Javier. And the Twins rake righties. Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I do not disagree with you. You putting in that bet right now?
Well, I mean, I already have the Twins, so I already have the Twins to win the World Series. So, but I do think that they win. I definitely think they win on Tuesday. I think they win the series for sure. I don't even know if the Astros will win another game, to be honest. Because they throw Christian Javier tomorrow, and then after that they throw what? JP France, Hunter Brown, or they throw fucking Verlander on 4 days rest. I don't know if that's beneficial to either team.
Yeah.
So I do like the Twins, man. I think the Twins are. I think they're gonna win the World Series, bro. I think they're the best team in baseball, top to bottom. I know it sounds crazy, but I truly believe that, man. They have the best closer in baseball since Felix Bautista's hurt, and Johan Duran. And they got Pablo Lopez, they got Sonny Gray, they got Jake Ryan, they got Bailey Ober. Like they got starters that are good, dude. They got elite starters, and they got starters that are good. You can't say that about a lot of teams in the playoffs this year at all.
No, you really can't. Really cannot.
That's what I like about the Twins. All right, what do you think about the Phillies and Braves series going forward?
It's tough. I was actually just pulling that up right now because I want to see how Philly hits against lefties.
Philly's been good against lefties. They've been good against everybody the last couple of months.
Yeah. Let's see. Splits. Where's my splits? I mean, Freed didn't look that bad in his first start coming back from injury.
That was a while ago, Ben.
Great. What's that?
That was a while ago.
The 21st. 2 weeks ago. It's against Washington.
Philly against left-handed pitching the last month on the road. 125 WRC plus, 218 ISO.
So they hit hard.
Hit it hard.
Postseason against lefties, they're batting .314, OBP of .352, slugging of .490, OPS of .842.
Yeah, they faced some good lefties in Miami too.
Yeah. So I really don't want Philly to win the game.
I think Philly wins the series, bro.
I know. I agree with you on that. I really don't like it. I don't think I think Atlanta is the better team offensively, defensively. Probably the better team. Pitching, not the better team. I think that's where Atlanta's pitchers are either just too old or injured or just not pitching up to where they should be.
I just think I think Atlanta's problem is that they don't have any pitching, Ben.
Yeah. Fried is over the hill there. Strider's great. Fried is over the hill. Elder's over the hill.
Fried's
Morton's
hella
hurt
young, dude.
and over the hill. Huh?
Fried's young. He just hurt.
Isn't Fried in his like 4th or 5th season?
Yeah, that's young, dude. He's only like 28, 26,
29, I guess. 29, yeah.
He's just hurt, dude. He's been hurt the last couple of years.
Yeah.
That's an issue.
That's a major issue. He just doesn't have the stuff he used to have. And that's, so I guess not over the hill, but past his prime.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that they really need to address, because offensively, this team is great. Murphy, Olsen, Alpes, Riley, Michael Harris, Acuna, Zuna. This is just a quality offense that should put up run after run after run, but so is Philly.
Yep.
I don't know whether to like, I don't know what the, I don't know what the best bet here is. Is it to over? Is it Philly? I kind of want to stay away from Philly full game, but is it Philly first 5? Is it?
No, I think with Wheeler on the mound, I mean, I'm confident in saying the fucking the Phillies are going to win the game. The other thing is only 61% of teams 61% of the teams on the road that win game 1 in the division series end up winning the series. So that makes it basically that one team who's lost game 1 at home is going to win the series. So either the Braves, Dodgers, or the Orioles. So if you were to take either 3 of those teams, which team do you think wins the series?
Sorry, say that again. I was looking at pigs.
So 61% of the teams in the division series history who win game 1 on the road, teams, 61% of the teams on the road that win game 1 end up winning the series. So that means that one team in this division road series is going to win, or in this division series that lost game 1 is going to win at home. So that's the Dodgers, Braves, and the Orioles. Of those 3 teams, who do you think wins their series? Now, I think the Orioles lose their series, so that counts them out.
Yeah.
So that leaves you the Braves and the Dodgers. Who wins their series after losing game 1?
Out of those two?
Out of those 2.
I say Atlanta.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Phillies are going to win the series.
No, I say Atlanta is the team out of those to win the series. I, to be honest, I don't think either of these two.
They might. So you're saying the
LA's
Orioles
pitching
will?
is such. I think this is the anomaly year, which drops it down to 58%, 59%. Because
be right.
LA doesn't have the pitching. Atlanta would be my choice out of those 2 because they have the better offense out of the 2, but game 2 is going to be very difficult for them to win.
Yeah, you could be right.
How's Philly's bullpen?
They're good. They're better than the Braves bullpen. I'll take the Phillies bullpen all day over the Braves bullpen. Except for Kimbrel. That's the only one. Other than that, I think it's I don't trust the Braves. I don't trust their pitching, and we see this all the time in the offseason. Like the offenses don't show up, dude.
Yep. So I was just looking. Texas has Eovaldi pitching game 3. Baltimore is going to have Mean Dean probably.
I'm thinking Mean Dean's pitching.
Yeah, so I think that might be the game Baltimore takes, but yeah, I don't think either of these teams win. I think Minnesota is going to be the team that loses game 1 and wins the series.
Well, they were on the road.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So home teams that have lost game 1.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think that happens this round.
So
right there,
So you think the Dodgers win their series and the Braves win their series?
No, I think Philly and Arizona. I don't think either the Dodgers or the Braves win their series.
Damn.
Let's go, y'all.
All right. I like it. I think the Dodgers win their series. I don't think the Braves do.
Dodgers don't have the pitching. You're gonna have to put
they have the
Kershaw
bullpen
back
now.
out there. You're gonna have to put Kershaw back out there for another game. If this is going over 3 games, you have to.
You might be right. You might be right, Ben.
With Urias out, you don't have another starter.
I sure as hell wouldn't fucking throw.
Well, then are you going to throw a bullpen game? That's not going to work.
Well, I mean, you could throw like Ed Sheeran, you know what I mean, or you could throw Lance Lynn. Honestly, I'd rather throw Lance Lynn than fucking Kershaw, dude.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
As bad as that
even
sounds.
Then, I think Arizona eats it alive.
But that's what I'm saying, dude. I never trusted the fucking Dodgers bullpen and the Dodgers starters and yeah, I mean, you might be right, dude. Like, Phillies definitely might be moving on to the. That's what I'm saying, dude. It only benefits the fucking Twins, dude. Twinkies versus Phillies. Let's go, dude.
I fucking hope Phillies don't win.
I'm not a big Philly fan, but
Bryce Harper is such a douche. I think that's what gets me.
I like Bryce Harper. I'm a Bryce Harper fan. Him and Bryson Stott are both from Las Vegas, so
he is a hell of a baseball player. He's just such a douchebag. I'm so mad. I'm gonna throw my helmet in the stands. I didn't get a call. Me.
That's what he does.
He's a fucking pussy.
He's into the game, bro.
He's a crybaby.
Benjamin.
Not wrong. He's a hell of a ball player. But he's a bitch.
All right, fair enough. All right, let's get some best bets.
Let's go, y'all.
What do you like for tomorrow?
I don't really like the football game, so I'm gonna stay away from that. I agree with you. I lean Green Bay, but that's not good enough for a best bet. So I'm gonna stick with my first 5s.
Here we go.
We're gonna go LA, Arizona over 4.5 for the first 5 there. And then we're going to go Philly money line first 5. It'll still get you plus numbers there. I would go run line -0.5, but they're the dog, so it's going to be the numbers are going to be plus half. Your bet there is going to be plus half run. So you're not going to get good value there. So we'll go money line first 5.
Nice. Man, I'm looking at where I should go with my best bet.
Philly plus 140 full game.
I think I'm gonna go. Oh my god, dude! I don't know what the. I'm gonna go. All right. Oh my god, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do for my best bet. Let's go with I don't really love anything, dude, to be honest. I'm gonna go Phillies plus 136. I think they win. I think they beat
plus 139, plus 140.
I'll take it all. Give me Philly money line, whatever you can get it at. I think they win game 2. I think they win the series. So I'm gonna take Philly money line, small, like half unit play. I don't love anything, dude. If I were to like love, that's probably like the most I love. It's Philly money line, full game. I just don't trust the Braves, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's the tough part too. Is like the Braves can come out and play. They can come out and put 10 runs up.
Yeah, but this is a playoffs.
We've seen plenty of 10-run games so far this playoffs.
Not from the Braves.
That's true. But they have the offense to do it.
They do. But I think the Braves have a regular season offense. I don't think they have a playoff offense.
Yeah. It's like the Dodgers have a regular season pitching staff. They don't even have that, to be honest.
We'll see what happens. All right.
Let's go!
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We really appreciate y'all. Make sure to download the Sharps app. SHARPZ app. Track your bets. Become a better. It's worth it. I promise you. For Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson, I'm Jordan Stacks on Stacks Lads. We'll be back on Tuesday. We'll be breaking down some more baseball and looking ahead to Thursday night football as well. Oh, actually, Ben will not be on because he'll be he'll be seeing Postal Service. So I'll be on with Irv. Hopefully, if not, I'll be on Wednesday with AK. We'll be talking college football preview and picks. So definitely want to tap in with that. Thank you, everybody, once again for joining us, man. We really appreciate y'all. Have a very blessed Monday. Talk to y'all later. We out. Peace.
Later.